Last time, we talked about how to get moving when you feel stuck, practical steps to break the cycle and take action. Today, we're diving into one of the most common reasons people struggle to begin. I don't have the resources. But is that really what's holding you back? Or is it something deeper? This isn't a checklist or a startup guide. It's a deep dive into the mindset behind starting, especially when you feel like you have nothing. Let's be honest, resources matter. Of course they do. Money can buy tools, knowledge can guide your steps, connections can open doors. When you do have the resources, it's like sitting down to a meal in a high-end restaurant. A seasoned chef prepares it with precision. A polite waiter in a white jacket and bow tie serves it to you. And a sommelier leans in to suggest the perfect wine pairing. Everything is lined up perfectly. You might even have systems in place. And people who are forgiving, encouraging, and ready to support you if things don't go as planned. When you don't have the resources, you have to cook your own food. You research the right ingredients. You figure out where to find them. You prepare the meal yourself. You become the chef, the planner, the server, all in one. It's not glamorous, it's not easy, but it's yours. And every dish you create, every step you take, builds your skill, your confidence, and the story you tell yourself about who you are and what you're capable of. Most of us do not sit at a high-end restaurant table. We're in the kitchen, staring at a half-empty pantry, trying to make something out of what we've got. No chef, no waiter, no sommelier. Just you and your will to begin. That's where determination becomes everything. Because when you start with nothing, every step forward is a victory. Every small win builds momentum, and eventually you create something that's yours, raw, imperfect, but real. But in some cases, resistance runs deep. Determination can only take us so far, because our minds are wired to protect us. To scan for danger. To whisper, what if it doesn't work? What if you fail? And sure enough, things do go wrong. Plans fall apart, progress stalls. That's when determination steps aside and persistence takes the lead. Determination gets you started. Persistence keeps you going. It's what shows up when motivation disappears. It's what carries you through the long game. The waiting, the setbacks, the moments when progress feels invisible, and the doubt you face, even from the people you love most. Let's get practical. Let's say you have a business idea. It might even be unique, maybe something that brings real value to the world. So you decide to take the leap. You start researching. You sketch out your plan. You begin taking the first steps. But then reality hits. You realize you don't have the funding. You don't have the team. You don't have the tools. The initial enthusiasm starts to fade into skepticism. Slowly, steadily, you begin talking yourself out of it. You say, maybe later. Maybe someday, but right now, this is harder than I thought. And this is where most people quit. But you do have a choice. You can either quit or let go of the idea that success needs a flawless launch, and you choose to move forward with what you have. Because you know that the people who make it aren't always the most prepared. They're the ones who persist, who keep showing up, who build while others wait. But the lack of money is a very real thing, some of you might argue. It's not just a theoretical concept. I hear you, and you're absolutely right. Money matters. But here's what I've learned. When money isn't available, you do not quit. You adjust. You become more resourceful. You find new ways to do more with less. And if that can't be done in your current field, you pivot. You move toward the next best thing. Something you can build with what you have. With the same zeal, the same enthusiasm. This isn't about compromising. It's not about settling for less. It's about choosing a different road, not changing your destination. Because the path may shift, but the vision stays true. And every detour you take teaches you how to build with courage and resolve, not just with ease. Finally, you can also let go of attachment to results. Because when we get attached to a specific outcome, here is what happens. On one side, there's desire, pulling us forward with hope, ambition, and vision. On the other side, there's fear, pulling us back with doubt, anxiety, and the need for control. It's like having two opposite forces, neutralizing each other. This is where many people get stuck, not because they're unmotivated, but because they're paralyzed by the fear of not getting the exact result they imagined. Letting go of attachment doesn't mean giving up on your goal. It means loosening your grip, letting ideas and solutions move freely. To stay open to unexpected paths. To trust that progress might look different than you planned, but still be possible. Because when you release control, you make space for creativity, for resilience, and for the kind of growth that can't be scripted. And the moment you let go of attachment, results begin to follow. You might notice a flow of creative ideas, or meaningful progress, right at the moment you had almost lost hope. Because sometimes, the breakthrough doesn't come when you push harder. It comes when you release. When you trust the process and keep showing up anyway. So, here's my question for you. What are you gripping too tightly? What outcome are you so attached to that it's keeping you stuck? Let it go. Just enough to create space. Start with what you have. Build with what's in reach. And trust that the results will come. Maybe not how you imagined, but exactly what you've dreamed of. If you haven't seen my first video on procrastination, make sure to check it out. It lays the foundation for everything we've explored today.